once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a craft project that I want to share with you. And if you go back on previous episodes, you'll see that I occasionally do stuff like that. I've carved craft pumpkins, I've done Star Wars snowflakes, things of that nature. I will preface this, I am not in any way an uber-talented craftsman, okay, not one bit. I just try to play around with a few things, see what sticks, see what doesn't stick, and we'll go from there. So this year I was thinking about what to do. What do I want to try? And I thought about, I recently picked up the Star Wars Lego Advent Calendar. Now, if you don't know what these things are, they're essentially Advent calendars that, you know, obviously, if you don't know what an Advent calendar is, it's basically like a countdown to Christmas. And you start it on December 1st, and there's oftentimes a lot. It could be a little thing with a box that has little tiny boxes in it. Some people, sometimes it's a really fancy one that you put your own little presents in. So every day leading up to Christmas, there's like a little present for someone. It could be chocolate, it could be a little tiny ornament or something. And there have been lots of things. In the UK, they do a lot of this with Advent calendars. So it's kind of come over to this country and has become a popular thing. So Lego came up with this great idea. They actually have these little tiny, maybe 5-10 piece little brick building sets that are all themed. So for Star Wars in this case, they also have Harry Potter. I think they might have done a Marvel one too. And each day comes around and you put them together. Sometimes they're a little tiny vehicle, and sometimes they're like one of those little minifigs. And as it gets closer to the holidays, they start to be more holiday themed. You know, it could be like Chewbacca dressed like Santa, or BB-8 with a Santa hat, that kind of thing. So it's really a lot of fun. So, it builds up anticipation, and we, and when it's all done, you got all these little fun little Lego sets. So here's a couple of examples of older ones. I think this 2011, I believe, is the first one to come out. I could be wrong about that. There could have been a 2010, I'm not sure. But obviously in 2011, the only thing we had going on was Clone Wars. So you can see we have the Clone Wars logo, and a lot of the ships are very much related to the prequels and the prequel characters. And then you can see there are little boxes, and each box, if you open up a box, actually this is upside down, but if you open up a box, it'll say number 23 is empty. I have to look through these, but like here's an example of a little guy. There's little destroyer droidika, okay? And most of these are those kind of things. And it box acts as a nice little backdrop that you can play with, and it's fun. And usually the one you get right before the Christmas on the 24th, that's the last one, that would be like very Christmassy, like a Santa. In this case, it was a Santa Yoda, so very, very cool. All right, and here's here is 2012 Advent Calendar, and you can see Darth Maul was the theme there. Okay, and again, they all have the similar thing, and you can see on the box, probably better to see all these little ships that you can do, and it's a lot of fun. Here's 2013. Okay, they run about $40, I think, between $35 and $40, and you can see this one had a couple of characters. I would say, like, I have done some episodes. If you look on the back past episodes, you see I've actually done some episodes about the Advent calendars. For a while there, I was trying to open them all up one day at a time, and then so many people do that, and then I was like opening them up like 1 week at a time, opening up 7 at a time, something like that. But then I realized that enough people do that, and people, like, spoiler alert, they put them all out there as soon as it comes out. This thing comes out in like September sometimes, so that doesn't make sense to me. I don't want people to be spoiled, so I don't do that. So, but these are all older ones, and some of the toys and everything that the little brick building things you can do are very exclusive to this. It's kind of nice. Here's I think this is 2015, and I only say that, 2014. I only say that because it was stacked in such a way, and I looked, and it had a year on it. It had copyright 2014. So that's the last of which I know for sure. This one, because unless I'm missing the year, and if I am, I apologize. This one features BB-8 and Kylo Ren and a few other people, so I'm thinking this is 2015. All right, as it begins The Force Awakens, okay? And then we've got this one's got a Santa. I like the bottom. You got a little Santa Chewie there. That's or a Snowman Chewie, which I enjoy. So that's kind of fun. And and then we got. I believe this is 2016 because I think it was the Last Jedi. You got Rose. You got some of the other characters. So, and it also looks like it has a character from Rogue One. So that could be 2016 or 2017. And here's another one. And you got your Porg. So these could be interchangeable. The years aren't really... I could not find the... Oh, no, this is 2019. So this was last year. All right. So there you go. You know, we have a nice little set of these. Now, here's the problem, okay? And again, I'm one that... I love these advent calendars, but eventually, what am I going to do with these, okay? You do the advent calendar once, and then they go away. They you know, you put them away, and then you don't really think about them. Some people like to take them apart and build other things, but that's not really me. So I want to do something with these, every one of these boxes has 24 separate little figures or little brick builds that I want to do something with. Now I will say this: anything that's Christmas related, I have a little Lego platform that I put all the Christmas ones on from all the years, so they're all there. So that's nice, right? But these, then, the rest of them, the ones that are like a little X-Wing or a little Land Speeder or just a standard minifig, I want to do something with them, and I'm, trying to figure out ways to do it. So what I decided is to make them into ornaments. You heard me. I'm going to make them into ornaments. And I'm going to show you how I did this and how you can do this too if you want to do it. So let's check it out. Okay, so the materials you're going to need, the main thing is one of these types of ornament clamshell plastic ornaments, okay? There are different types. They're called fillable ornaments, but you got to be careful because some of them are not clamshell. They're just completely solid with a little tiny hole at the top, and that's to drop like little things in. But this is one where you can actually put something on the inside, and then you can, secure it that way. Then I use a little bit of this wiring to kind of help secure it. Just a little Scotch tape, some ribbon. If you want to add something more festive to it, you can find miniatures. All this stuff was picked up at Michael's, which I have up in my neck of the woods, but any kind of hobby shop you have, okay? And then when you're looking at the different ones you can look at, trying to figure out which one you want to pick out to put in the ornament, okay? First of all, you gotta look for something that you think would fit. So you kind of have to measure. Not every single ornament. Some of these things are a lot bigger than others, okay? And so you have to kind of decide if that's what you want to do. Looks like this one, for example, it's kind of like supposed to be a Super Star Destroyer. Yeah, looks like that one will fit, okay? And, of course, you also have to have hot glue gun, okay? And if you'd like to have a little snow to put in the ornament as well, you can. Cat not included. All right, so let's get on this. Now, an optional thing that you can do when it comes to putting these together and putting them into ornaments is really depends on, do you think this is something you're going to reuse, like take apart, or if it's something that's going to stay permanently in an ornament. If it's going to be permanent in the ornament, I would suggest that you maybe consider putting a little bit of crazy glue, not the entire thing, but at least parts of it. Again, you don't really have to do that. We are going to be using the glue gun to secure it somewhat to the ornament itself, So that's up to you. I'm going to let this one go as is. All right, so essentially I'm going to take it like this, something like that. I think you want to have it so that something where you can actually see the ship, okay? So you see where, look at where it kind of bumps into the sides of the ornament, right? And then you kind of take your glue gun and give it a little, oh, looks like this guy isn't fully, he's still warming up here, so. Although he might be all right. Now, unfortunately, this kind of, the hot glue that I'm using right now is kind of, whoop, okay. There you go, gets it in like that. And then just give it a moment, all right, to just solidify a little bit, okay? Now, in the past, I've tried this before on other things, and in the past, I've tried to hot glue the clamshell to itself. I actually do not recommend that. Instead, what I would recommend you do is you have to make sure it's in there. Okay, now, and even just me putting a little bit of hot glue on you have to kind of check all the way around and make sure that it's there. Okay, and make sure that it's lined up at the top. Okay. Now for this one, I'm going to leave it at just exactly like that, okay? Then I just take a piece of Scotch tape. Now I don't have any, just a tiny piece at the bottom here. And I kind of just tape the very bottom. You don't even need that big of a piece, even just a tiny piece. And if you have the clear kind, it's probably even better, okay? Then you take just a little, I mean, I don't even need that much wire. It's just, you just take that and I do this for extra security. Okay, and then twist it a few times. Okay, and then, I mean, it's actually a waste of wire. You don't need that much, but I do it. And then I just kind of bend it over itself. Then you take your ribbon. Now, this is, I think, what they call, this is like 2.5 inch. But you can take other kind and just, oops. Okay, you cut your, I'm sorry, it keeps going out of frame here. Then you just run this through. Now, I've had some smaller ornaments, some like maybe 1 inch, 1.5 inch, that are a little bit harder to thread the needle, so to speak. But it works pretty well. Okay, and then you, whoop. Okay, and then there you have it. You have your ornament. Okay. And it stays like that, and then it's a nice little, it's a Star Wars ornament. Give it to a Star Wars fan, you can give it to a Lego fan, and there you go. Okay, now here's another one, like a minifig, all right? These guys are great. I am going to do one extra thing with this one. I'm going to add the snow, just so it gives it a little bit more, and one other little extra bonus. Okay, so again, I just use a little bit of hot glue. And again, there are different types of hot glue. This happens to be a hot glue that you can really see. it's like opaque or whatever. And then you just kind of put them in there. Oh no! He lost his thing. Uh-oh. Hang on. Only on TV, folks. Get this thing cleaned off a little bit. Nice thing about hot glue, this is very forgiving. Okay, so I'm just going to get him. There he goes. All right, so, whoops. Oh, I know what I did. You know what? I have to do this again. I'm going to do this again. For 2 reasons. One, because I need a little more glue on his feet, and I need to bring them a little closer to the front of the ornament, on the bottom there. All right, give that a second. And again, you could be leaning. It doesn't have to be straight on. If you want to, that's fine. But then take a little bit of this snow, and you can actually let this thing let this guy just dry off a little bit. And then you can take this little guy and just sprinkle just a little bit of snow. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. And you'll see this is kind of a powdery snow. Okay, and then once you're, again, it's good to close at the bottom. Closing at the bottom, and then you can just kind of give it a little shake. Oh, all right. And one more thing. You know what? I'll do that on the next one. I'll do one more. Okay. Same idea. You got your tape. And again, I'm going to even use a smaller piece. It's like very small. You don't need much. Just like a little square. All right. And that just kind of gets in there. And you know, worst case scenario, he gets a little loose. And you have to, re-glue them, or it's like a toy, you know, take it out. Maybe you want it to be that way. So you might give this, like what I've sometimes done, like with my nephews and nieces, I'll actually attach one of these to another present. So it'll just kind of be hanging off the bottom, you know, the present itself. So it's kind of like a bonus. And sometimes they actually like the toy, and sometimes they like to take it out and play, you know, or leave it on the tree as an ornament, you know. Okay, and we got our little ribbon. And sorry, this is a little weird. I'm kind of out of my element here. Do be careful with the metal and the glue. It's easy, kids, if you're doing this at home. Hot glue is still very burny. Okay, it's not like too hot, but it's hot enough that it's gonna feel, you're not gonna enjoy it if you touch your fingers to it. That's why, another reason why I do not suggest gluing the thing down. There you go, a nice little Rebel Fleet Trooper in his little snowscape. Okay, one more. And here we have Chewie with not a chicken leg, but a pork leg. Yes, I know. And here's this little campfire. Okay, in addition, and I'm going to put these, I meant this for the other one, but I'll do it now. I'm going to put a couple of jingle bells in there. Give it a little added oomph. I don't think this one will do without the snow, though. So, again, we take our thing here and we get them. And again, you can use clear, the clear ones of this. That's fine too. This will be a little bit easier because he can lean up against the back of it. Okay, and give that a second to dry. Now the other side, I'll just put that in there like that. It'll be a little bit kind of leaning, but that's okay. Okay, and this is more industrial. This is just a crafter's gun. Nothing too crazy. Okay, and then you do that. Okay, then you got to make sure you drop your little jingle bells in there. Again, more than enough. Okay, and we do close from the bottom. Make sure that the things are lined up there. Okay, now it looks like Chewie might be a little bit loosey-goosey there, but eventually that will dry up at the bottom. I bet if you needed to, again, it's fairly easy to open it back up and try to. Kind of a waste of wire. I don't really need this, but it's just that nothing's really keeping this thing together. Okay, nothing's really keeping it fully glued together. And I tried the hot glue gun to actually glue it, and it just didn't quite work as well. So this plus the ribbon kind of serves its purpose. That the little wire, the green wire, keeps the shell closed, and the tape at the bottom reinforces it. Okay, but it's not so permanent that you couldn't open it up and get it open and play with it. Okay, and there you go. So that is my kind of tutorial on making these clamshell ornament things with these extra Legos. If you have a whole bunch of these boxes of Lego advent calendars, that's a great idea to do that. Now, the next question mark is what to do with the boxes. I'm probably going to end up cutting the lid of the box off and just keeping that for posterity. The rest of it, not so sure. I will have to wait and see, but I'll think about it. But anyway, that's a great way to you can hang them on your own tree. You can put them on a wreath. That was going to be something else I might try. I might actually take all of these ornaments and try to attach them to a wreath, just like I've done action figure wreaths in the past. You can do wreaths with Matchbox cars. It's really a fun way to be creative this time of year, especially with people trying to be creative with gifts this year. So. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out all my other videos. There will be plenty more holiday related, for everything from baking cookies to or gingerbread houses, or gingerbread displays, I should say, Star Wars displays, and other things coming up. So make sure you check out the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and hit the notification button. Welcome to our new subscribers. We are very closely approaching 10,000, which is great. So I look forward to much more videos and sharing more content with you. So until next time, may the Force and the toys and the ornaments be with you.